This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard top, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The home team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,
Now we good. All right. What up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for, December the 23rd, 2024. We got Victory Monday. Okay. Let me see. It would. You right. Okay. Today is a good day. I think Ice Cube said it the best. He said today is a good day. Let me pop out the chat real quick and say what up, though. What's up, Frog Crop? What up, Brandon says, what up, though? What's going on? 85, what's good with you? Let me pin this comment real quick. Listen, your boy, I'm about to do it again. I am currently 41 subscribers from Lion Syndicate Film Room, hitting 1,000 subscribers. We had a viral video yesterday. I called it the greatest trick play of all time, has over 155,000 views, and we are on our way. It has gained me about 200 subscribers, and we are on our way to another monetized channel, man. I'm telling you, boy. Let's go. Want to shout out the Ridge Wallet as well. I love this thing. I love it, man. Hold on, focus. I'm focused, man. I love it, bro. I love this thing. And I want to show y'all something, but I can't do it. Hold on. I got a giant, so I got one more camera shot I'm trying to get. And that camera shot, I want to show y'all like the entire little studio setup. I got my fat head came in yesterday. And yeah, yesterday morning before the game. And this mug is giant. I wish I could show you what it looked like, but I would throw off all my cameras, man. This thing is super big. It is taller than me. It's giant. If I ever get a studio, I am going to wind up putting it in the studio. But let me shout out more in the chat. What's up, Tyrell, Brandon, a wise man mad? What up, though? Brian, what up, though? What up, though? Big Walt, what's good with you? Big Walt, the winner of our Lion Syndicate giveaway. That's my dude, man. Kiera, what's up? What's up? Says, feels good to be back in the win column, for sure. Vikings fans have become the worst in the North, For me, they are bums. Yeah, I can believe that for sure. You funny when you get hyped, says Brian. Am I? What up, Nate? What's good with you, man? Man, everyone talking about that play. We talking about we should have saved it, but it was made for the Bears. Okay, here's the thing. This is the thing that's been bothering me about the trick play. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's get right into it, man. We about to get right into it. All right, so the Detroit Lions yesterday against the Chicago Bears in Week 16, they ran what I dubbed the greatest trick play that you have ever seen. And I made a video about it on Lions Syndicate Film Room. Make sure you guys check out that YouTube channel. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers over there. As soon as I get to 1K, I can hit monetize. All right. So, but this video is blowing up. And we ran it against the Chicago Bears. It's got a bunch of names. The Fumble Rooski, the Stumble Rooski. I actually went back and watched the play in real time on the highlights. And you could hear the Lions yelling, fumble, fumble. Now, I think they could have sold it a little bit better, the fumble part. So as soon as the ball was snapped, you heard ball, 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 fumble, 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 fumble. I'm like, yo, it was perfection. It really was. It was like true perfection, bro. And this thing actually just took off. It took off, and people are talking about why would we waste that play against the Bears? Because it ain't our only play. It's not our only trick play. We've been running them all year. So let me ask you this. You think that if we're going to show something against the quote lowly Bears, a team that has been eliminated from playoff contention, a team that had lost 8 straight going into yesterday's game, and you think we're not going to pull out, we're going to show them our best stuff? And I heard Josh Allen yesterday talking about how we're not going to show our best plays and blah, blah, blah. Well, too bad, because we got a lot of more. We got a lot of more, bruh. That wasn't our best. That was one in a stockpile of plays. Ben Johnson been cooking them all week. Now, if he tops that, I mean, we've seen David Montgomery throw a touchdown pass. We've seen Penei Sewell about to throw a touchdown pass. We've seen David Montgomery or Amon-Ra St. Brown throw back to Jared Goff for a touchdown pass. This is not. We threw to Dan Skipper a week ago. This is not the end-all, be-all. What it was you didn't know it was a trick play for like the first 2 seconds. You're like, man, I thought he fumbled, then I thought he was tripping, and then I'm like, yo, I didn't even hear the players yelling fumble, fumble on the play until I watched it back. Why? We're not showing our best plays. We're showing one of our plays. We've been doing it all season long. This is not the end of the road for the Detroit Lions. Braylon says, Sheila Hemp needs to open that wallet, pay Ben Johnson. I'm with you. I am with you. We gonna have to do whatever it takes to keep Ben Johnson, and we got to talk about him a little later in this segment. But if the Detroit Lions, they're not going to show you their best hand. They're not going to show you their best play. That was one of the many. Some have worked. More have worked than have failed. But I don't understand why, we use it against the Bears. We got y'all talking about it. We got everybody talking about it. We got a lot of games left. Lions got 2 games in the regular season, 1 at least in the postseason. We got something else cooked up. Touchdown pass to Dan Skipper, a touchdown almost throw by Penei Sewell, a touchdown throw by David Montgomery, a touchdown throw by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Here's what I'm wondering. What else can we do? I am so excited. What else can we do? We've done flea flicker. We've done everything, man. I'm like, yo, let me see. Are we going to have, what else can we do? Are we going to put Frank Ragnow in a shotgun? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else are we going to do? I can't wait to see what Ben Johnson has cooked up for the future. But everybody needs to listen. This is our team. This ain't your team. All right? Chill, relax. We're not going to show you our best stuff. If we brought that out against a team that we were beating at the time that hasn't won a game in over 2 months, then obviously we got more. And I can't wait to see how much more we have. What do we have in store now? The only thing I hope Ben Johnson doesn't do is put Jared Goff in at running back. Wouldn't that be something? As a matter of fact, that would be crazy. That play probably wouldn't even work. But chill out. Ben Johnson got a lot of more, man. We got a lot of stuff playing. We did not show you our best hand. Trust me. What up, everybody? What's up, all the new people? Ben Johnson came up with that at the beginning of the week. Yeah, I heard that he was like, he told Jared, why don't you actually fumble? Like, it's crazy. So listen, we got the press game. The press game. I'm kind of in a rush today because my son, we have an appointment at 4:30 We've got to leave the house between 3:45 and 4 o'clock. It's a 23-minute drive. I am not the most prompt, punctual person, especially like my journey to leave the house will start 15 minutes early and then I won't get out. Like, I got to find my keys. I got to find my wallet. I will say this, ever since I got the Detroit Lions Ridge wallet, I don't have a hard time finding my wallet. Make sure y'all check it out, man. We got a promo code YouTube 110. You got to go to Lions Syndicate, though we're not quite at affiliate level on this channel. Oh, I got some more good news as well. Your boy bought his tickets. Wait a minute. We got a first dono on the channel. Insane Cumber says, if the Vikings win Sunday versus Green Bay, our Monday night game at San Francisco has no impact at our final seed. Do we rest the starters against the 49ers or wait to Monday against Minnesota? Well, hey, Cumber, thank you for, or Cuber, I put an M in there. Thank you for the donation. You know what? And since you gave a super chat, we will make that into a video. So we got any questions that you guys have through super chat, we turn those into videos. And Insane Cuber says, if the Vikings win Sunday versus Green Bay, our Monday game at San Francisco has no impact on our final seeding. Do we rest the starters against the 49ers or wait for Minnesota in week 16? Well, I'm assuming that he's asking that question, but that is actually not the case, bro. So what has to happen is for that week 18 game to mean nothing, the Vikings must lose to the Green Bay Packers in week 17. If that happens, the Detroit Lions simply have to win against the San Francisco 49ers, and we saw them last night. We saw how kind of distraught they look, how beat they look, and we can beat them. We could take advantage. Fred Warner was upset. The whole squad was upset. Brock Purdy threw a costly interception. I think the game was already over, but he threw a costly interception. We have to beat them. If those series of events happen, then we will lock up the NFC North and the NFC first seed throughout the playoffs. Now, if we lose that game and the Minnesota Vikings win against the Green Bay Packers, then everything will be on the line in week 18, and they've already flexed the Minnesota Green Bay game. They moved it from the 1 o'clock spot. They put it to 4:25, which is the game of the week. So we do need the Minnesota Vikings to lose against the Green Bay Packers. Yes, the 49ers were eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. Says, no, you're misunderstanding. If the Vikings win in week 17, we can rest week 17 because it will come down to week 18 regardless. So, I hear what you're saying. Well, I assure you, Dan Campbell is not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to sit anyone in week 17. But I've never really thought about it like that. He's not going to do that. I don't think the players will let him do that. There's no way he does that. He's not going to put in Hendon Hooker and all of those things because we still have something. The Philadelphia Eagles can get the first seed if we lose against the San Francisco 49ers. So check this out. This is another reason why Dan Campbell wouldn't do that. If the Lions lose out, Minnesota wins one of two, and the Philadelphia Eagles win out, guess who the number one seed is? The Philadelphia Eagles. So that's not correct. The Detroit Lions have to keep Minnesota at bay, and they also have to keep the Philadelphia Eagles at bay. So I did it on a playoff predictor yesterday. The Green Bay Packers are not really a threat for the NFC North, but they are a threat to not make the playoffs if they lose out. But the Detroit Lions, if they lose to the San Francisco 49ers, they lose in week 17 or 18, and then the Minnesota Vikings lose one of two, and the Philadelphia Eagles win two of two, then they would get the first seed. The Detroit Lions are going to drop all the way to the 5th seed. So I don't see that happening, but thanks for the super chat. That's from an article I found today. Let me see what you're talking about, Nate. Let me go back and see. It doesn't make sense, but why would we do that? The Jared Goff coordinated trip on Laporta TD was called the Stumble Bum, and it was a design trip inspired by a play Ben Johnson saw Jordan Love actually dropping the snap versus Chicago. I saw that on Twitter last night. Are you streaming the Vikings game on Sunday? Big. I will be at the airport, my friend. I will be in California, and that's a good segue to what I was going to tell you guys. I purchased my ticket to Cali today, so I'm going back to Cali. And unfortunately, we have already, the San Francisco 49ers have already been eliminated from playoff contention, so I don't get the joy of the Detroit Lions eliminating them. However, I might be a giant, what word can I use? A giant chump. I'm going to be the biggest chump of all time in San Francisco. The biggest chump of all time. If somebody say one word to me, I'm like, not only did y'all lose the Super Bowl, but you ain't going to the playoffs. I'm listen. I need y'all to pray for me because my safety might be in jeopardy. It might be because I'm not going to hold anything back. Because you got to remember, I had the worst time ever at Levi Stadium last year. So I am not going to hold anything back. The Niners, I'm going to be like Cancun. If they yelled Niners, I'm yelling Cancun. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding nothing back. But the scenario we're discussing is the Vikings beating the Packers. If the Vikings beat the Packers, then it's impossible for the Eagles to get number 1 seed. That is correct. Wyatt J says, hope to see you at the San Fran game. You know what, bro? So here's the deal. I'm going to try to find out if they're meeting Saturday night because I feel like the Lions fans are going to meet Saturday night. Usually they do it the day before the game if the game is on Sunday. I'm hoping they do it Sunday night because if they do it Sunday night, that'll be perfect. The homies, so I'm getting in, I got Dan Campbell's press conference pulled up, by the way. I'm getting to the airport at 11, assuming there's no delay in flights. I'm getting there at 11. The homie I'm going with, he get there at 10. The other homies that we going with, they get there at 1. So now we were going to have to rush and watch the Green Bay game. But now I'm thinking maybe we go and we can check in to the Airbnb. Then we go post up somewhere and watch this game. And then the pregame, the Lions start kind of hanging out at 6:30. So I'm going to try to find out where that is going to happen. Bucky says, at Grid, I'll see you there. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to try to find out where everybody is meeting and we'll go from there. Because Eagles need to lose one because Eagles need Vikings to lose 1 of 2 and Lions lose out. If Vikings beat Green Bay next week, someone has to win week 18. So either Vikings win 2 or Lions win 1. I cannot wait for you to clown them fools. Yeah. So just insane. We are not resting the starters because there is too much to play for still. And even if that scenario you paint is true, or it goes like that, right? We still have way too much to play for. And Dan Campbell literally said, we're putting everything into San Francisco. This is a revenge game, bro. We're not sitting the starters no matter what happens before we take the field. That's not going to happen. Now, what I think is going to happen. What's up, Schiff? What's up, bro? How you 2 places at once, bro? I see you in the Lions chat and you over here. Shout out to you, man. Did you see Christian Mahogany's performance? Yes. Absolutely. I wish I had time to break that down, but here's the thing I was noticing yesterday. You didn't hear his name. A rookie starting, right? You did not hear his name. That is a good thing because there was nothing to talk about. There was nothing bad to say about him, right? He was killing the game. I think Graham might become the backup. Like real talk. He played extremely well yesterday. Now, if he plays well, if they start him against San Francisco and he plays well, then Graham is done. He played fantastic. What's up, Ryan? What's good with you, man? 52-10 49ers. The 49ers, if the Lions aren't losing to the 49ers. All right, so if you guys are here, I need you to subscribe to Lion Syndicate Film Room because we are now 36 subscribers away from 1K, man. I could hit monetization by the time I come back home. What's up, Lane? Says, what up, D? Some Lions fans dumb. Laughing my butt off. Go Lions. Appreciate the 5th super chat on the live stream, man. Braylon says Lions 88 to 49ers 10. I see what you're saying, and I like that about MCDC. Just worried because I'm attending the game at Levi, and it could end up being a useless game. Appreciate that, brother, man. Boots, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. So listen, if you are going to the game in Levi Stadium, stay tapped in. I'm going to figure out where they're going, what day they're going. And if they're not doing something, maybe we can do something. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear a lot of people going to that game. So maybe that night before. So if they're doing something Saturday night, because this is a Sunday night game, so I'm assuming people got to work the next day or whatever. So maybe, but if the Lions are having their little festivities, the Lions fans, then I usually go there. I hope to do like a pregame show from there. That would be fantastic. But I'm not really expecting that. But man, tap into their Wi-Fi and do the thing. Yeah, Mahogany was, what's up, Dern? Don't disrespect our Lions like that. I'm not sure what that means. Mahogany did very good. So yeah, if I see him a little rushed today, that's because I have my son has a doctor's appointment at 4:30, and it's one we had to. The first time we scheduled it, the person gave us a time 30 minutes after they closed. What is happening? The second time was I was sick, which was a few weeks ago, and today we got to get there. So I have to like take off right after this. So, if Manu develops well, maybe Decker becomes a backup too. He just needs some snaps at his level. Yeah, he played very good. What's up, Abraham? He played very good. So if the Vikings lose against the Packers and we wins against the Niners, we already clinched the #1 seed, says Fave. That is correct. That is correct. So the Lions, while we're playing the very last game, Monday Night Football game of the season, if the Vikings lose to the Packers, then all we have to do is win, because that will make the Vikings will be 13-3. We will be 14-2, and we own the tiebreaker based off of it's either conference, common, strength of schedule, whatever it is, we already own the tiebreaker. So if that's all we would have to do. I need that first round bye, man. Me too. I got excited when I saw Christian, the dirtbag Mahogany, line up for his first start. I love that we picking him up. Decker ain't going to be no backup. Don't. All right, so let me see. Let me see what I wanted to talk about. All right. So we talked about the first seed. We talked about the fake play. Let's talk about this. Let me see if I got this. I got this saved because I want to talk about this bookmark. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let me bring this over here, duplicate this page real quick. All right. And bring this in here. All right. Okay. I need to pause. You know what I don't like about Twitter is it doesn't stop. Like it keeps the videos like will repeat over and over and over. All right, let me pull this up. So I was watching something yesterday. I'm not really into this guy, but he catches my eye. And I need you guys, if you guys in the comment section are familiar with this individual, which I'm sure somebody in here is, but I believe his name is Corey Kinshi or something like that. He's a huge YouTuber with over 20 million subscribers. He disappears, he comes back, he disappears, he comes back. And yesterday, he a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he came back again and he announced something that he was working out. Okay, Fave says, okay, so it's Corey Kenshin. So I'm not subscribed to him, I'm not gonna lie. So two things. One, is he local? Is he in Detroit? Because I'm like, wow, that's crazy to know that somebody is in Detroit. Yes, he made a manga. I saw that. So he got me thinking yesterday. And I like to be inspired. And Corey, I'm not subscribed. I've come across him a few times, and it's always the videos about when he's coming back. So like when he comes back and says, so he is from Detroit. That's crazy. That's because he mentioned Detroit yesterday. I'm like, dang. So that means I could run into Corey, right? That's crazy. So, I was watching him yesterday, and when he was talking about the manga, he was talking about how he stepped away from YouTube and how he wasn't hurting for money. And he said that he made enough money in 2017 that he does not have to worry about money like ever. And I'm like, wow, that must be nice for anybody. But with 20 million subscribers, I guess that's the case. But what he inspired, so I've been debating, like, if I should get an actual studio. There's a spot up the street from me, and it's been vacant for years. And during the summer, I went up there and I asked the lease manager, I was like, yo, what's up with this spot next door? So I wind up talking to the owner of the spot, and it used to be a phone company in there. And I'm saying to myself, and I've really been debating on, would it make sense? Would it make sense for me to get a physical location outside of the basement? I mean, my basement is doing just fine, and it's included with the rent, right? So I don't have to pay additional monies. But when I heard him talking about the manga and how you want to do more, right? I don't want to be a guy just sitting in the basement. When I started YouTube in 2019 talking about the Detroit Lions, I had a vision of what I wanted. And what I want is a studio, a physical location that we can challenge. I wanted to be what Woodward Sports ultimately became. But this is before they was even here, because I don't even know how long they've been around. But in 2019, they weren't around. But when I started this, and before they showed up, and just think about it, like outside of them, who do you have? You don't really have anybody, right? But I want to bring a quality product from people who live in the city, from people who love the city. No disrespect to them guys there, because I don't know them. But I have a dream. I have a goal. I have a vision. And Corey yesterday kind of was like, yo, when he was talking about getting out of his comfort zone, I was like, okay, Derek, if you do this right, if you plan and you figure out finances and logistically, financially, would it make sense? How could you keep this thing going? Then you got to do this. So watching him yesterday, and he was talking about passion versus money. And I was just like, I love the team. And as long as they are here, I'm going to talk about them. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just a little thing I saw yesterday about Corey. Bro disappears all the time. Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, eventually that sounds like a great, and obviously we don't know your financial situation, but if you can do it, it will be awesome. Well, Lane, I've already talked to the person. He told me how much it would be a month. He told me utilities are included. And basically it would cost me 18 grand a year to lease this place, 18,000, which means to me, I would have to at least make double that in order to really kind of, justify it. I'm looking for 4 times that amount, right? So I have to have a business plan. I have to have a plan out and say, okay, how can I make this work for me? Because I'm in my basement for free versus a studio. Like, why would I get it just to say I have a studio? But what it is, I know what I want to do, and I want to have different shows. I want to have a place where people can come and be interviewed, whether it's Lions fans or maybe somebody comes from out of town, right? Somebody comes out of town, and for a segment on the show, they tell us their story about how they became a Lions fan, stuff like that. So yeah, but basically Corey inspired me to do more, whether it's a studio or whatever it is, to do more, man. So anyway, there you go. Maybe get a studio and fix it up on the side of a 40K subscriber reveal. Yeah, that might be a little too close for me, man. A little too close. Greenfield Plaza has a very reasonable rates with heat and utilities included. Hey, bro, so you talking about like 9 Mile in Greenfield, right? The one on 9 Mile. Yeah, I've looked everywhere. Man, you gonna get exactly what you want, bro. You ain't putting on this work for nothing, bro. That vision gonna get reality. Boots, man, I believe it. So far, everything has happened. Like, real talk, bro. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was with a group long time ago called the DSA, and that's what we were originally supposed to be. Like, we were supposed to be Woodward before it was Woodward. And then, things fell apart for whatever reason, because it happens. And now the space is so different, right? So I want to continue to do that. But anyway, hold on. Because I want to make sure I don't miss Dan Campbell. Okay, Dan Campbell, he should be live any minute now. When he gets live, we'll bring him on. You mentioned Eminem previously. You mentioned Corey, 2 of my favorites. Hey, J Dex, I appreciate it. Glenn says, Derek, I love your studio right there. Why spend money you don't need to, Glenn? And that's what I'm talking about. But this is my home. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't bring certain people here. But that place, and this place will still exist, but that place will be a place where I can do more, right? So, and I would love to have something structured like Woodward Sports where there's shows every day. Because speaking of that, there probably will be a show tomorrow because there won't be one Wednesday. So we'll probably do Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll skip Wednesday and we'll come back on Friday. eventually, the goal is to have this show every day, even if it's for an hour. I'm looking at maybe next offseason or next season. Next season, we might do Spike Kool-Aid Monday through Friday for at least an hour every day and talk about the Detroit Lions. We're also looking to bring in other creators to talk different sports and things like that. So I want to talk about Jameson Williams, but as soon as I start, Dan Campbell's press conference will start. So we'll just wait on that right there. Bro, David Pike could have a segment if he and when he moves back. Okay, so yes, Nate, if David Pike came to Detroit, I know he lives in Texas or something because he was part of this channel for a little bit, but he got too busy. But I would love him. I'm looking at Let's Talk Lions. I mean, I would love these guys to come, these local guys to come who have their own YouTube channel and literally have a segment on the show. So when I'll be 50 in 5 years, and I got to go. I have a 5-year goal, and the goal is to, but yes, that point is correct, and that's what I'm battling with. But what Corey, the reason I brought up Corey is because Corey is taking chances, right? He can afford to take chances, but he's taking chances. And I was like, Derek, if you do this right, this could be success. Like this channel could genuinely rival Woodward Sports. Like real talk, it could rival them for real, man. So that's my ultimate goal. Do you post when it's the off season? I absolutely do. I do it all year round. I understand what you're saying. For a basement, your setup is excellent. Yes, thank you. And it's a lot of stuff y'all don't see. I'm gonna get another camera that you guys can see all the additional stuff that I've added as well. Oh, he's in New York. Okay, I thought he was in Texas once. Yeah, Dose of Dion is cool, man. He young. He talk fast. He talks super fast. I'm excited about the trick play we use against the Niners. Yeah, that trick play is putting him out of the studio. Brother Man Boo says, shoot, you the reason I stopped watching Woodward. Oh, bro, I appreciate that. you can obviously you can still watch them, but I appreciate you, man. If you have time, you should do reaction videos. That's why you're the best Lions content creator, because your reactions are the best. You know what, D? I was thinking about that, but it seems like it's overdone. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's been done too much. Everybody's doing it. Non-Detroit Lions fans are reacting to Lions. One thing about this channel is I want it to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? But come on, Dan. Come on, bro. We waiting, man. We waiting. So I'm stalling because I want Dan to. I don't want to start my segment and then they start talking. Derek, when you setting up the Instagram, you don't fave? Maybe Wednesday. I've been meaning to do it, but I don't know how. I don't know how to create a new page, but I'll try to figure that out. But yes, the Facebook is already gone or started. We are almost at 100 followers over there, and yeah, we're doing our thing, man. So I'm waiting on Dan Campbell to show up now, but the pinned comment is to Lion Syndicate Film Room. Consider subscribing to that channel. We are 32 subs away from monetization, from 1K, man. I can hit that button today. Got a video that's going viral. It's got 160,000 views. It is the greatest trick play you've ever seen. But you know what I hate? People in the comment section like, this is clickbait. What are you? I'm like, it ain't clickbait. What's up, Ones? What's going? Says, I don't like Woodward, it gets cringe. Well, you know what I don't understand? And I don't understand, how is your sound the worst in the business? I don't understand that. They got the worst sound in the business. It's terrible. That's a peeve of mine. The cameras are I actually drove past. Oh, here we go. Here's Dan Campbell at the podium. Finally, Dan, we've been waiting, bro. Jesus, man, you took long enough. Lord. Dan Campbell at the podium.
Bounce back, which I knew they would. They always respond the right way. We got a good group of coaches to getting them ready to roll. Things we did well, no turnovers on offense. So that it's been a while since we did that. That was a point of emphasis. Took care of the ball, protected it well. Golf was awesome with it. Smart decisions. Run game efficiency is one of the highest we've had all year. The area where we weren't great was red zone, rushing the ball. But overall, we did a good job. The offensive line up front, Gibbs, the tight ends helped us out. Receivers, certainly, blocking on the perimeter were good. Had 10 explosive 9 passes, 1 run. Third down was good, 7 of 12. So that really got us to the point where we were able to score the points that we were. And defensively, shut down that run game, which was going to be a point of emphasis. Got 2 takeaways, back-to-back series, which is huge. We turned those into 10 points. We were good in 3rd down. Now we gave up a couple of that bled into 4th down. But, man, we were in good position a number of times, had them backed up, long yardage situations. And so we just closed a couple of those out. We're going to be that much better for it. But all in all, I thought the guys played hard. We talked about our identity. Man, it was all over the tape. Guys running, finishing on the football. We were disruptive, and we came away with a W. So really proud of those guys. Offensively, our game balls were St. Brown and J-Mo. Both of those guys had huge games, and really it was probably J-Mo's best game he's had since he's been here. And I'm talking about from run blocking as well as the pass game, which everybody sees. So that was great. I also thought, the O-line up front, all of those guys, Laporta, talked about Gibbs, did a really good job. And then defensively, Amik, golly, it was great. Him outside, we felt good about that move. And then, moving Branch back to nickel just to give us kind of the best lineup on the back end. And I tell you what, Amik was just outstanding. Covered great all day, but also physical on the perimeter. The number of tackles and tough plays he made really showed up. He was a force for us, so that was good. And then, look, TA gave up that 1 touchdown, but really he had a pretty good game. He really did. He did some things that were pretty good. He challenged out there. Had the play in the red zone, knocked it down. That was good to see. And Ben Neiman, did some really good things. Special teams, Pat O'Connor was a force on kickoff. I mean, he was, the whole game. We had a lot of those kickoffs, and it was hard for them to block him. And he continued on the front side of those to really squeeze it, compact it down, make the plays. Special teams, I thought Zylstra, Vaki, and Craig Reynolds, really did a good job for us there. So that's kind of it. Good win, and now it's in 2 days here for the most part, getting prepared for San Francisco. Going to let the players have off for Christmas, and then we'll come back in the day after and get ready for these guys. So another tough matchup. We know what this was last year when we went out there and weren't able to win. So this will be good. We're looking forward to this.
Dan, you asked a lot of Melifonwu, given the short turnaround from his 14 weeks off. What did you think about the performance, and why were you so confident you could handle that kind of load?
Well, he's just from a physical standpoint of, conditioning, all that. It's not football, but I mean, he's basically been running since training camp because he hadn't practiced. So at least his heart rate's up, his muscles are in tune. And so we felt good about that. And it's really, we need him. I mean, we got to have him. There is no other choice. There is no other option. Like, you got to be able to go. And so he did. I thought for not have played since training camp, it was solid. It really was. Now, it was rusty. He's got improvement to make. He knows that, and he will improve. But for the first game back, I thought it was a solid performance.
After watching it, what did you think of Christian's game, stepping in for the first time there and playing a little snaps?
Another one, I would say encouraging. It was encouraging. I did think he tried to play violent. It was not too big for him. I thought, Frank and Decker and them helped him out, sandwiched between those two. And I thought it was, first time out. He's another guy. He didn't get to play any preseason, rookie, but he's continued to just get better and better on our look team, going against our defense all year long. And so to be able to get him a game, it was solid. It was solid. He did some really good things. So there's certainly something to continue to work with there and improve.
Backups, Coyote, the guy that started last year for you. What did Christian do to sort of leapfrog him when he came back? What did he do to impress you in practice?
Yeah, just the amount of development that took place during that period. No, and we didn't have him in training camp, and you're talking about basically, call it week 3 of the season till 2 weeks ago. I mean, just the level of development has continued to go, and he's a young guy, and it's really, you're not going to know unless you go. You feel like you see the improvement, and the last thing to find out is, can he play in a real game? You feel like he can, and so it was just, we felt like he went there. Yodi has been solid. He's been steady. We like Yodi. We know what Yodi can do, but we needed to find out with Mahogany, and seeing the growth and development, it was time.
And would you expect Graham to be able to come back after a week off?
Yep, I see Graham coming back. I think he's going to be ready to roll, and he's going to slip right back at left guard and start for us. It's going to be great.
Are any people you see starting back this week at all?
Like to, we'll see where Germ's at. He's somebody that's a potential candidate. Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Hey, yo, did y'all see what just happened with Dan Campbell? How quickly he shut down Mahogany. Like, Dan Campbell, I peeped that. He said he was encouraged by Christian, but how quickly he shut down the fact that it ain't going to be no dispute. Graham is our dude. Okay, Dan, I see you.
You know, we started him last week. He got a practice or two. We're going to get him more this week, see how he feels, where it's at, and he is somebody that could potentially be brought up. It's close. I don't know about this week. It's close.
How instrumental have Cam Davis and Terrell Williams been just to upholding the standards of your D-line room?
Say it one more time.
How instrumental have Cam and Terrell been to upholding those standards in your D-line room, even as you guys kind of roll a bunch of new faces in there?
Well, that's where it starts with those guys. I mean, it starts with AG, but then those are the guys who work directly with them, you know, day in, day out, meetings, practice field, the whole thing. So both of those guys are huge to the development and the growth of that room, from the vets that have been here to the guys that you see that are playing for us now, you know, that are getting another opportunity. Some guys that we brought in or young players we've had on the practice squad, guys that have been on the roster that hadn't had an opportunity. And so that's where they've done a great job. Terrell, I've known Terrell a long time, and I just think he's an absolutely excellent coach. And Cam continues to grow as a coach as well. And they work well together. And, you know, I think they give our guys the best opportunity to have success in the game, which is what you want.
Roster moves on the weekend. One of those was releasing Brandon Joseph. How much of that was just what you needed on the roster versus the off-field incident this weekend?
Yeah, I think it was the perfect storm is what it was. It was a little bit of both, and it was just the perfect storm of circumstances going into that last game. And so we felt like we had to make that move.
Streak in the league, not having lost 2 games in a row. You touched on it at the top, but what is that quality? What is that quality that this team continuously is able to bounce back?
It's really what all of those guys are. Everybody in this team is made of, from the coaches to the players that we acquire and that we bring in, and it really is because of the people. And so we, you know, I'm always going to use St. Brown as an example, but you know, getting the bad taste out of your mouth is very important from losing, and cleaning up the errors and not accepting what happened. You know, it's never a go in the tank, lose confidence. It's you know, you want to compete. And I just think we got a whole group of those guys. That's what we're made of. That's what our locker room's made of, from our quarterback to Frank to Sewell to Dak to, I can keep going down the list. Defensively, all those guys that are over there, Kirby, Branch, Amik. I mean, we can keep going, but that's really, those are our guys. And our best players are our hardest workers, and they're our most resilient players. And usually when that's the case, you're probably going to bounce back.
You said it at the top, you know what happened in San Francisco. We all know what happened in San Francisco. How much do you even have to tap into that this week with just all the other factors you have in play for this season?
Yeah, I don't think you have to tap into that. I think we know exactly where we're at. And we also know the team we're getting ready to go face. I haven't done a deep dive yet. I know they've had injuries, but I also know This head coach over there is an outstanding coach. They've been running their system offensively and defensively for a long time. This defense is a top-notch defense. They always have been. It doesn't matter where they're at. They can get after the quarterback, and get after your old line. They run, they hit, they cause takeaways. And offensively, this scheme and this system is they're going to find your weaknesses and try to exploit them. And they'll just keep picking at it until they start getting explosives. They'll lean on the run game and then play pass. So we got our work cut out for us. This is not going to be this is going to be a tough game. And so we know what we're getting ready to walk into, and we know we have to win. We have to win, and it's on to the next one.
That up really quickly. Just in the scenario where Minnesota beats Green Bay, suddenly there's nothing you can do with your seeding that game. It all will come down to Week 18. So have to win is I'm just curious your explanation there. Like, how do you maintain that full bore mindset where maybe that game doesn't matter in the standings?
Yeah, I'll make this easy for everybody. That way all the critics can jump out and start attacking. But that way you don't have to debate them anymore. We're bringing everything we got to this game, and we are playing, and I don't care what it looks like and where it's at or who's this, who's that. We're going out to play and win this game out on the West Coast. So there you go.
Just to piggyback off the earlier question, though, you do mention the last year's loss, and obviously the guys who were there, who experienced that, walked off that field. Is there added motivation? I mean, it's not the most important thing, but is there something there?
Anytime we lose, the thought of losing is going to motivate you to not want to lose again, particularly with where you were at. And so that's always going to bring its own level of motivation to it. But it's also, man, this is where we're at in the season. We know we need another win. We understand where we're at in division and the NFC, and so I think it's all encompassing, And look, most importantly, it's the next one. It's the next one in front of us. All right.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, we back, y'all. Listen, Dan Campbell, couple things I noticed. He's not, it is no debate. There's no argument. Christian Mahogany, he said he was encouraged by his play. He is not going to start. Like, that's not what this is. Graham is going to go back in there. It's no debate. It's no anything like that. And as far as it was the perfect answer to the question that my man had asked and Sane had asked earlier about, do we sit anybody? We said Dan Campbell is not doing that. He's not going to do it regardless. I think the question was done by Justin Rogers. In no world does this game not mean anything. In zero world, it does not mean anything. Whether they win or lose, the Minnesota Vikings the day before, it means everything to win this game. 100%. So anyway, we got to listen. I hate to do this because I don't like being rushed, but we got to kind of speed run these last two segments because I got to go. We got to go. But we will be on tomorrow because we're going to have a special episode tomorrow, because I was like, dang, man, I won't be on against, because I wasn't on Friday, because Friday was kind of crazy. It was so many things, the perfect storm of things that was going on. We went to go see Sonic 3 on Friday, and that was at 6:30. I had to pick up my son from his mom's house. So my son's brother, I call my son as well, right? So I had to pick him up. We went to go see Sonic 3, great movie. I recommend going to see it. So before I knew it, I had like a ton of stuff to do, and I couldn't do the show, and I didn't get around to. And that's why we need other content, bro, where these shows can go on and things like that. But since I am doing this full time now, this year, man, this 2025 is going to be like the year of the business, where this thing is going to become an actual reality, where we're doing all of the stuff that I've wanted to do. So we got to kind of speed run these segments, man. But it's two more that I wanted to talk about. But we will be on tomorrow. I think tomorrow Dan Campbell is on the radio, and I'm sure he'll give us some sound bites from there. And then we see Dan Campbell Wednesday. Then it's the coordinators on Thursday. But because Wednesday is Christmas, I don't think we see him. So maybe we'll get a radio segment and him in front of the media tomorrow. I don't know, but we'll see how that is. But let me do this first, because one thing, I'm not late, but I'm super bad with time. Like, I'll say, oh, we got all this time, and then we don't, right? So anyway, let me go here. And let's bring up this. Let me see where we are, y'all. That pinned comment, subscribe to that channel, man, because sometime today, we need 28 subs, and I can apply for monetization on Lions Syndicate Film Room, bro. I'm telling you, man, I swear, bro, I'm good at what I do, and I'm not done yet. We got an NFL channel that we're trying to launch as well. I just need that thing to get off the ground. All right, so let's do this. Let's go here, and let's go here. All right. Pull up this, go here. We need to go here and be ready. Okay. Jameson Williams had a career game yesterday. The best game of the season. I went back and I looked to see if that was his highest yardage game, and it was. Jameson Williams is 110 yards away. He just needs to average 55 yards for the last 2 games. I guarantee you that Jared Goff and Ben Johnson are going to find a way to get this guy the ball. But what a statement game Jameson Williams made yesterday. It seems like every time he gets the ball, there's a big play possibility. And there's some bad blood between Tyreek Stevenson and Jameson Williams. And the first play, it was in the first drive, possibly even the first play, Jameson Williams gets tackled after a completed pass, gets tackled by Tyreek Stevenson on the sideline. And he flicked the ball at him, and that's what it looked like. He could have been throwing it at the ref. Either way, he got a penalty drawn on him. And I immediately said to myself, I said, J-Mo, you can't do that. I know why you did it. You know why you do it. The whole world knows why you did it, man, but you can't do that. You cannot do that. And I was just like, I was disappointed in it because it's like, yo, you got to understand how much you can hurt the team. Now, he made up for it a little bit later. That's without a doubt. He made up for it a little bit later. But this is the part that I really enjoyed. I really like this because I saw this from Dan Campbell, and I loved it. We're going to let this play a couple times. This is after the play. And this is Dan Campbell. Look at Jameson Williams. I love everything about this. Look at, this is so much to break down in this 8-second clip. But I want you to notice something here. Notice Antoine Randall L. He know that he don't got to do nothing. It looked like he wanted to get involved, but then he decided, you know what? Coach got this. I'm going to let him handle it. He gave him a little gentle pat at the end. But I love this from Dan Campbell. I love this. He's talking to him with love, and it's firm, but yet loving at the same time. Like, I got you. I understand, but you got to keep yourself together, right? Love this. And I love Jameson Williams' response as well. He didn't go off. He didn't retaliate. He like, yo, I got you, coach. And when I see this, I think about how Dan Campbell has had this young man's back from the moment he got in the league. And he just keeps talking about him. And he said it during the press game show. He was like, it was done. It was over. He made a big play. I love this. I'm not even really tripping on J-Mo like that. Yes, you gotta think this stuff through. And again, he made up for it. But my favorite part of this entire thing was the love and the tough love that Dan Campbell showed, and then the support that he gave him during the post-game press conference. Just like, yo, sometimes you just can't give up on people. Right? Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for Jameson Williams because he's got some growing up to do. There's no doubt about that. But you can see here that Dan Campbell and the team, man, they really believe in this guy. And they really understand, like, yo, we might have to, like, really kind of guide this young man. In NFL, 22 years old, you know what I'm saying? We got to guide Jameson Williams. We can't turn our back on him. And we gotta guide him, right? So I love seeing that. That was my favorite part. I was just like, when J-Mo did, I'm like, bro, you know, because you in that Brian Branch situation where they're watching everything you do, right? They're going to target, especially if they know it's a matchup. Remember the what was it, man? Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore, they going at it all the time. You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was ejected yesterday. He got 2 unsportsmanlike and was ejected in the game yesterday. So they're going to be paying attention to you, and you can't give them ammunition. But I love the fact that Dan Campbell was the way, it was almost like consoling at the same time. It was tender, it was firm, and it was loving all at the same time. And I love Jameson Williams' reaction as well. For not having a fit, like, you did wrong. You could have been like in your coach face and all that stuff. And to me, I don't know if it's just me, but I can see the youth in Jameson Williams' face. He's not going to look the same at 22 as he does at 26. He's not going to look the same at 26 as he does at 32. I love this. It was that once I saw Dan on the sideline, it was over. Jameson Williams. All right. I'm sorry. I'm like, yo, if his 5th-year option is getting picked up, there's no doubt about it. But look at this guy. He averages 18.9 yards. He has 47 receptions. And again, he only needs 55 receiving yards for the last 2 games. 2 games. He can get all of that in 1 game, but he needs at least that. So expect them to be feeding him the ball. Had his best game. Had 7 targets. Caught 5 passes. And they weren't just like small. He averaged 30 yards almost per catch. Per catch. And here's the thing, too, that I want Jameson Williams to understand. And I hope that this changes his outlook, right? I hope this sinks into Jameson Williams. This right here, do you know who he shares company with? Anybody know what this play yesterday, who does he share company with? The Detroit Lions. Jameson Williams now share company with Calvin Johnson. Since October 27th, 2013, this is the longest receiving play. Shares from Matthew Stafford to Calvin Johnson over 10 years ago. And now Jameson Williams with the play yesterday of 82 yards is in the company with a first ballot Hall of Famer, the greatest Detroit Lions receiver of all time. I hope that sinks into Jameson Williams and he tightens up, he smartens up, and he continues to make smart choices. But again, my favorite part of this entire thing is the Dan Campbell reaction. The way that Dan Campbell was lovingly, the pat on the chest, the loving, and I love this. Look at Antoine Randall, because you know Antoine to get with you. You know he'll get with you. And you can see, let me see if I can freeze it. Because he all in. Don't get it twisted. Right there. He all in. Antoine Randall L kind of looks like somebody. I ain't gonna say his name because he's not a good person, but he kind of remind me of something, especially in this image. But I love how he being nosy right here. Antoine Randall L probably was gonna go off on J-Mo, but coach, he know that coach got it. And he being nosy right now. He all in. But he see that coach got it. He don't got to add nothing, because I assure you that Antoine Randall L can hear exactly what Dan Campbell is saying and just kind of makes his presence know, yeah, I don't got to say nothing, man. Yep, I'm just fake clapping over it. Yeah, I got you. He still, look, right there, he's still being nosy inside of that. So shout out to coach for handling business. Shout out for J-Mo to redeeming himself. And I really hope, because J-Mo is in a situation where you cannot give anybody any fuel. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. But Jameson Williams, man, there's so much potential with this kid. He just gotta make smart choices. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You talking about Tyreek Stevenson is probably on site. Like if this wasn't, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's just a figure of speech where it's like, yo, if we was off the field, we might have to have a conversation, right? But we on the field and we don't keep it on the field. But anyway, I'm proud of Dan Campbell. And I'm proud that Jameson Williams handled it the way he did. He got to make better decisions, but he redeemed himself, no doubt. But let's stop doing all. Let's stop subtracting, you know what I'm saying, from your team. Because here's the thing, and I think Dan Campbell is saying in this photo, you know what I think he's saying? I'm like, yo, I'm thinking he's saying, Jameson Williams, you hurt the team. This is not an individual game, right? No one man can do it alone. If you do something, and look at Allen Robinson. I did not I did not peep. Hold on, y'all. Hold the phone. Look at Allen. Look at them eyeballs, bro. They are all, you might not be able to see them, but they all in. Allen Robinson, I'm talking about, bro, they all in. But J-Mo, I love this. I love this. I believe that this guy gonna get it together. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Let me come back to me real quick. Hey, y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all saw that, bro. The eyeballs was like, you know what? Them was them eyeball emojis. Them was the eyeball emojis, bro. From your emojis. That's crazy. He said he wanted to be the best. I want Megatron to get signed for a game, bro. I think Calvin broke down. Dan gave him the retro game ball because that clip I saw. I know. I saw that too. I said somebody was like, yo, you might have to give Jameson Williams a football. Denzel said Randall L like a father figure to J-Mo. Absolutely. Only one alpha on the offense in this DC. AG holds the role for the defense. Yeah, hey. Hey, tell me them right there ain't the emojis, bro. Them must. All right, listen. We gotta post haste this last segment, but we will be on tomorrow, no doubt. All right. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel, man, and supporting me. And like I said, I want to be the best. I want to be the best, right, in everything that I do, not just YouTube, but I want to be the best, everything. And I'm like, Derek, you can do this, man. And like I said, Corey gave me real kind of incentive to maybe not. I mean, of course, if I'm talking about a studio, it's risky and it got to make sense. But I have to figure out, can I make it make sense? Or I'll tell you this: if it doesn't make sense, I won't do it. It has to financially make sense. I've been talking to my wife about it as well. The timing, everything I have to have talent already queued up. But watching Corey yesterday was like, yo, get out your comfort zone, maybe take a chance, maybe actually, because I'm 45, y'all. I don't have like a bunch of time to do the things that I want to do. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I'm about to die. I'm just saying like, yo, I'm in midlife right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to make sure this is not a midlife crisis. Anyway, we gotta make this thing going. We gotta keep this thing going. So week 16, the Chicago Bears had a trick play I call it the greatest trick play you've ever seen. I have not seen this play before. I saw that people was like, well, college team did that, and I've seen it. And turns out that Ben Johnson was inspired by a fumble and kind of a fumble that resembled, it was an actual fumble, or Jordan Love was fumbling the football, was able to grab it out and continue to play, and that inspired the play that you saw in week 16 against the Chicago Bears that is now breaking all type of records on my other channel, Lion Syndicate Film Room. Make sure y'all sub to that channel. About to hit 1K over there. Appreciate y'all. But we got an issue. We've been talking about Ben Johnson leaving for years. Took over in 2021 when Anthony Lynn was kind of relieved of his duties, and then Ben Johnson became a thing. And this guy has been coveted. He is probably the #1 candidate for a coaching position this offseason. And he wants to make sure that he is in the perfect situation. He understands. He said, what's the over-under of a coach getting a second contract? Ben Johnson is a smart dude. He is a very smart dude. And it comes out that the Chicago Bears have been a team. They were a team last year that were probably looking at Ben Johnson, but because of how Eberflus ended the year, they decided to stay with him and then fired him mid-season, right? And their backup guy hasn't done anything. Their interim coach has not won a game, and he's probably not going to get the job. Ben Johnson is a candidate, and it turns out that he has interest in the Chicago Bears as well. This is coming from Pride of Detroit, and this is what Tom Pelissero said yesterday. Says, my understanding is Johnson is intrigued by the Bears job, and he is going to be willing to listen. I love that. Ben Johnson holds all the cards here. Pelissero reported, there's a lot to like in Chicago with Caleb Williams, tons, he probably gonna need some tons of cap space, extra draft resources, also a major market, and they're expected to break ground on a new stadium this year. Well, Ben Johnson, all that sounds hunky-dory now, don't it? New stadium, bunch of cap space, he said all of that. And guess what got to come with that? Winning. And you also need an owner to mind their business and a general manager that they can work very well together. Here's the thing, too. Ben Johnson is so smart. How smart is he? He sees the relationship between Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, for those of you born in the 80s, y'all remember there was a commercial. I never got one of these toys, but there was a commercial, and it was about a toy called My Buddy. And it had a song, My Buddy, My Buddy. If you know it, sing it. Wherever he goes, he's going to go. Wherever I go, he's going to go, right? My buddy. Come on, y'all. My buddy and me, right? That's those two guys. My Buddy and probably Sheila Hamp Ford is Kid's sister, right? Ben Johnson knows what that relationship looks like. He wants to be able to get along. He wants the perfect storm of circumstances. And here's the downfall, though. Says, while those all are certainly pluses, the Bears organization also has its fair share of drawbacks. Just pick up any Chicago newspaper lately, and they'll highlight them for you. Right? So we know that Ben Johnson has had ties to the Washington Commanders. He turned that job down on the plane. He was on the way back. He was like, no, I'm good. They got their guy anyway. Also, he was talking about the Carolina Panthers, but they got a meddling owner. This guy throws stuff at people. So Ben Johnson, he has an organization. Can you believe that the Detroit Lions organization is one of class? Like, as far, meaning we've come so far. We've come a long way since the days of Owen 16 and Marty Morningweg and even William Clay. I mean, he bought the team, but yeah, like it was tough. It was tough, right? While he was owner. So it was less tough with Martha, and it's great now with Sheila because Sheila knows what to do. She knows what to do. First of all, she ain't like she's old, but she ain't like super duper old. Like her mom is in the mid 90s. She was in the 90s running, like in her 90s running the team. But Ben Johnson has to make a decision, and he will listen to the Bears. But will he like what the Bears have to say? Because he's not going to leave. But that begs the question. If Ben Johnson has an opportunity to go somewhere else, and he has that opportunity, right? And Sheila Ham said, yo, I'm a millionaire. We own the Ford organization. I mean, we have Ford Field. Just tell me what you want me to do. Tell me if you want, how much you want, bro. How much you want. Now, I will find it very tough to see an offensive coordinator making more than a head coach. Like, I don't know how much they make. That information has not been disclosed. For whatever reason, we don't know how much coaches usually make. But if Ben Johnson is making more than Dan Campbell and possibly Brad Holmes, that's tough. But is he worth it? Is he worth it? So I'll leave you this. If, ironically or hypothetically, Ben Johnson was to be paid, we don't know but if it turns out that Ben Johnson was paid more than Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, how would you feel about that? And do you think that the Ford should throw the bag, whatever that bag is? Do you think they should throw the bag at Ben Johnson? I think that there might be a nice little landing spot in between the two because Ben is going to go to the perfect situation because what Ben understands is when you fail as a head coach, you're done. Like that, it's hard to come back from that. Dan Quinn has come back from that. I don't know how Josh McDaniels has ever come back to that. He won't again. He's not going to ever coach in the NFL again. But you don't get to come from that. If you're an interim coach, maybe, but a head coach and you fail, you don't get to come back from that. Look at Jim Caldwell. That brother been trying to coach forever. And now he just like, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm done. He's been assistants. He's been quarterback. He's tried. And once you fail as a head coach, it is very difficult. It doesn't matter what organization you are to come back from that. So anyway, I might have to go and see if they got, I wonder, do they still sell My Buddy? You know what My Buddy remind me of? Chucky. But anyway, I don't want to have nightmares tonight. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. And then leave it in the comments below. And did you have a My Buddy? This is a safe space. All right, y'all. I got to go. I appreciate y'all, man. Where we at? We got 979 subscribers. We got over one. Man, this video would have made me so much money. Oh, this video would have made your boy some bread, bro. It could have been drinks on me at the bar. It could have been drinks on me, but that's okay, man. That's okay. I knew it was going to pop. Bro. Oh, it could have been drinks on me. Forward down the field. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I got to go. I'm like Jerome. Watch your mouth. I got to go because we got to leave in like 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes. But I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll have a show tomorrow, man, and we will be on for the show tomorrow. We're going to do a special, I guess, show pre-Christmas because Wednesday we'll take the day off, and then we'll be back on Thursday. The goal is next season to have this show every day, and all off season I'm going to be working on getting content and shows and things like that. I'm actually working on a show now. I got to talk to these gentlemen. It's going to be outside of the box, but hopefully y'all show us some love, man. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Go Lions, and yeah, subscribe, man. See y'all.
Hello, good morning. and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.